So our next speaker is Melanie Mohr, the CEO of Yeay, which is rather a new app platform combining Musical.ly and eBay and blockchain. I think it couldn't be more interesting than that. I tried a lot to bring it to Israel, and we succeeded finally.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, that was a brilliant presentation. It's really hard to keep up now with this excellency. So it was a little bit depressing, and I hope to cheer you up now with a bit of teen power and explaining where I'm coming from and what I'm doing with my company, Yeay. So I'm maybe a little bit into my background in a nutshell. I'm coming out of 20 years of video content creation, film producing. I'm a serial entrepreneur. That's Yeay is my third company. And I'm a serial mom. I'm having 3 children, 2 of them are teenagers. And they inspired me to come up with a solution for combining shopping and video in a social commerce experience. And due to Yeay, a platform that I have founded around 2 years ago, yeah, we're now kind of a little bit on the forefront of understanding this teenage generation a bit better. It's a platform for video shopping, for in-video product recommendations. So teenagers are creating videos about products they love, and we make these products available for shopping for their peers. So we're, in a way, with our platform, opening up influencer and affiliate marketing for everyone. And so in 2016, we went out of beta. No, we built the product in 2017. We tested the video commerce platform. It started off being a commerce platform for used goods selling, and then it transitioned into a new product, a peer-to-peer product recommendation platform for new goods. So that was all due to the help of our users. We have a great product team in place. We're now 30 people working in Berlin on our platform, but we weren't good enough. We really saw we needed some teenage knowledge and power in our company to really understand what they need and what they are and what they are aiming for. And so maybe to give you a little bit of an insight what teenagers are and what they are not, because I think a lot of you here in the room in video and at tech, you are always hearing from brands, what's with the millennials, the millennials, the millennials. And so I can't tell you a lot about millennials because the users on our platform are all below that, so they are all below 22 years old. And what they are definitely not, and this is the myth versus reality, they are not just living at home, they are not moody, and they are not broke. Actually, they are very, very dynamic, and they are very entrepreneurial and affluent. So what does that mean? Because it's the first generation that is not like the millennials. The millennials were sitting at home mainly on their computers, on their laptops. And teenagers are here 24/7. I see this with my kids at home, but we also know it from the teenagers we have on the platform. We have interviewed and did endless UI UX labs. So they are dynamic in all means, they are mobile in all means, and they are also going back into retail. They are going out with their friends, and they are very social, just with this 24/7. And they are very entrepreneurial. So that's what we learned with the teenagers on the platform. They said, yeah, instead of creating videos for goods we want to get rid of, we would rather like to create product videos about products we love and be rewarded for it. Be fair. In the moment, our videos show engagement, and in the moment, our videos convert into sales. And so we did a lot of research about Gen Z. We also learned that more than 72% of teenagers have entrepreneurial power. This is going to be the most entrepreneurial crowd on this planet. It was never like that before because they have information at their fingertips and they just know how to get started. They are watching 2 YouTube tutorials and know how to found a company. And they are affluent, and that's surprising because we are now working with all major bigger brands in fashion and especially in the street and active wear segment. And some of these brands, they said, hey, we do not have customers below 18. And I said, wait a minute, I see all your, all teenagers running around with your sneakers. How's that possible? Well, because it's an unbanked generation. And of course, the parents are doing the purchases with their credit cards. And if the teenagers are purchasing products, it's mainly with cash in the store or through vouchers. And so this is a misinterpretation. They are affluent and they have a lot of money available. And so they are now different to millennials. It's a creator's generation. They grew up with this in their hand. They did the first photos when they were 5, the first musically videos or videos when they were 8, 9, 10. And when they are 12, 13, 14, they already know how to create good content. Content that can compete against all the professional content out there. And so professional versus casual content, creators' content is blurring. And then there are consumers, 70% influence over family purchases and decisions. It's not only that they know how to purchase their stuff, they have style, they are with this 24/7 and they know the latest shit out there. And so they really want to have it and they know how to get it and they know how to influence their parents. I know it myself. I have, from my 3 kids, 2 of them are teenagers, 20 and 17. I wouldn't buy a car if my kids say it's not cool. So that's in a way how they influence already our lifestyle. And they are, again, entrepreneurial. 72% want to start their own business. So it's not about yesterday teens. It's really now about how giant is the market. And to give you some stats about the US, and this is just the US, and there are in Asia, in Middle East, in South America, way more Gen Zs than everywhere else. But in the US, it's already the largest single demographic. And it's really this 40% of consumers by 2020, and they have more than 143 billion of spend available or in their influence. So it's something no one should ignore. It's not just about the next wave of consumers. It is the wave. And therefore, we are seeing this generation. It's not just a generation that we need to look at and see, oh, how can we understand them? We need to understand with them, it's now a seismic shift. It's really their world is existing already of automation. They see things are getting more and more transferred to the digital world or to any kind of automation. How will they get jobs in the future? They can question already everything. Will they get jobs? And that's also why they are getting more and more entrepreneurial. They think they can't rely on, studying in school and then potentially finding a job after their studies. They saw the millennials already failing and not finding jobs after they have studied. And so this is the self-started generation that thinks they can already do it now. And they are, of course, already seeing, pervasive AR and VR possibilities. For them, in a way, it's not, what is reality? It's through video, it's through augmented, and everything with reality is emerging for them already. And now the next big thing that is coming up, and that's why I'm also seeing a great future for blockchain. It's of course the beginning of now the blockchain movement came out of the banking or out of crypto. And this is a generation which will just embrace digital currencies. So it's not a question about Bitcoin or Ether or all these new currencies that are out there, if they will will be there in the next years. It is just the evolution of money, and it's starting now with this generation. It's an unbanked generation, it's an ungoverned generation, it's a generation which is not yet in any insurance system, so they will just jump over all existing systems into this new world of blockchain and digital currencies. So the forces that shape Generation Z will only get stronger. It's just now this generation which is making this more clear to all of us than ever before. And so with looking at this Generation Z or Generation C, we are seeing, okay, or they are seeing, for them there was already this trouble in paradise. They saw see unhelpful banks, they see gender norms, racial bias, and they see a lot of social surveillance. And that's, when Richard also told us now about, this digital era and all the big companies out there where no one sees how can these companies be ever disrupted. I think there is a chance that this is going to happen. It's going to come through this generation and through new models that this generation is embracing. And we will talk later about this in our blockchain panel. So with all of this, they shape the future of commerce. And besides me having now these hundreds of thousands of teenagers on the platform, I mean, it's still a small community and a small commerce platform, which we launched out of Germany, but we launched it global. We have downloads in 160 countries. We have teenagers from around the world. So we have seen, that there isn't a big difference between teenagers in Japan and teenagers in the US. And I learned so many things with endless UI UX labs and teenagers, which we have on the platform and the kids I have at home. But I thought I need even more more help and more support. So I created the youngest advisory board I think a company ever had. I selected 10 amazing teenage entrepreneurs from around the globe that are advising us on product strategy. And so just to give you an idea, we have here from Tel Aviv, Itai Pincus. He was already in the Forbes list 30 under 30 when he was 14. That was 2 years ago. He's a very successful teenage tech entrepreneur out of Tel Aviv, created already more than 30 apps, launched them in the App Store, and is also working with an influencer agency. Then we have Alex Choi, who is an entrepreneur from UK. He launched the biggest teen entrepreneurship conference on this planet in 12 cities around the globe. And with hundreds of teenagers coming to each of these events. We just recently had the great luck to have him in Berlin with his conference, and it was very nice that Google and Nike and PricewaterhouseCoopers were sponsoring this event. And then we have Harshita Arora, a tech entrepreneur from India. She created just recently the most beautiful crypto price tracking app and already sold it to a venture capital company. So everyone, I can tell stories about everyone, but they guided us through product development in the past, I would say 6-8 months, and they also pushed us into blockchain and into coming up with a token. Because what's happening on our platform is the teenagers are getting rewarded for sharing their product love, their honest product love. And so they, we said, okay, no problem, the brands are going to pay for that. They are dying to get access to teen user-generated content from real brand lovers, to get to know them better. And yeah, the teenager said, yeah, that's great to be fairly rewarded, but please, not on the PayPal account of our parents. So that again, an unbanked generation with no bank accounts, and so they said, please reward us, and we found out, okay, we created a point system to incentivize them with points, like a loyalty program. They get points for engagement and for transactions that are coming from their videos. So, but then our teenage advisory board said, by the end of 2017, they said, no, you did it totally wrong. We don't want points. We want coins. So you need to look into tokens, you need to see what can be tokenized, what's working on your platform and maybe somewhere else. So now we're in the process of creating a currency, a token, to reward word of mouth marketing. In the beginning, in a way, on our platform, but word of mouth is not only happening on our platform, it's also happening on other platforms. And so we are very eager to create and to design a token that could also work for many players in the room and platforms, publishing platforms out there. What is word of mouth? I mean, it is the oldest marketing on this planet. In a way, it worked in little villages on the marketplace in a very kind of democratic, open way. And now word of mouth marketing grew, of course, exponentially with the digital world, with the digital era. But it's really hard to measure. I mean, currently, word of mouth, referral, and affiliate networks, they're just working with professionals, with influencers, celebrities, and all the professional publishers out there. But it's not open for everyone. And that's something what we are hoping and wanting to change now. It's really making affiliate marketing and influencer marketing available for everyone, opening it up for everyone. Now it's already, in a way, happening on our platform, but it could also be opened in a broader scale. And so we think that this is the next step that we are taking word of mouth to the next level. So now every teenager already has around 600 plus friends. And they are, of course, way more engaged with their friends than some influencers and some celebrities. I mean, they have reach, clearly, the celebrities and influencers have a great reach, but sometimes we know it's also a lack of engagement. Yeah, they are looking at some posts, but are they really doing something? Are they really engaged with the content that the followers are seeing? And so with these teenagers, we know the engagement rate is it's really very high. And so this is where now retailers, advertisers can tap into this new world and do this through the token, incentivize this. And the token is combined with a D app, and it's built on the blockchain. And so there is a clear, transparent, and fair distribution of value between content creators and the brands. Currently, the brands are in a totally over-mediated market. You have influencer marketing, affiliate marketing, content marketing, social media marketing, and email marketing. Everything is in the hand of professionals. And of course, this is now what is between a brand and the real brand fan. And so we hope to connect them now with this new token to also get in a direct exchange. So for Megan, it's clear. For us, she is in the Mohr. She creates a video of her latest sneakers or sneakers she has seen, she loves, and shares this with her friends on all kinds of her social channels or her messaging channels. And then this is where this content is connected to our campaign manager, to the WOM campaign manager. And every time the video, the content is clicked, liked, shared, she is getting remunerated. So, and this is where, in a way, a smart contract is in place and bringing this now together with the content, with the KPIs from the content, and therefore with a budget that a brand is running on a campaign manager. And all campaign managers will be able to, because it's open source, it's an D app, all campaign managers out there will be able to communicate with the D app campaign manager and integrate with it. So that's why everyone can, in a way, be part of this new way of getting access to word of mouth marketing. So what I think is, with this video generation, with this generation being so connected already globally through this device, it's just a natural movement into a system that is giving more transparency, fairness, and is in a way democratizing the whole, way advertisers and also content creators can really work together. And so I'm seeing a great future, actually. We will talk about this in our blockchain panel, because I think this is the generation, and we did a lot of surveys and with teenagers, and we even have, I can share with you a video where we were running a lab where we were asking them about how they feel about their data and how they feel about influencers and everything. And so what we have seen is they really care about their data. And so, yeah, GDPR will, they won't have this kind of push and power to really push companies to this limit, to accepting that this is needed. But there is coming a generation that will clearly ask for it, and also refuse other platforms that are not dealing in their interest. This generation is already way more aware, and wait for Generation Alpha. So, yeah, get in touch for more details. Looking forward to chat with some people, the crowd here, and I hope I could give you some more insights. Thank you so much.